good.
I'm going to give you a scenario here. I want your guys' opinion. I want you to imagine there is a train, just an inner city train going down the rails, and there is a group of 5 construction workers a group of 2 construction workers over here and 5 children playing in the room here. And the only thing saving one of these people is you see a lever, and one lever turns it towards one lever will turn it to the 2 construction workers, or you can let it stream towards the 5 kids. Which one of you, how many in here would pull that lever to save the 5 kids? About half. Okay. Now, let's take the same scenario, but now instead of this lever, you notice a really, really big guy that will, by pushing him, would change into the way of the train, would change the trajectory of the train and hit the 2 people instead of 5 people. How many of you would push this person? Nobody. Okay. So it's interesting. Why did I bring up this scenario? I brought up this scenario because it's really, really complicated to know what's the right thing to do. What's the best thing to do? Mark, why did you pull the lever?
I don't want to hit the kids.
You don't want to hit the kids. Was it more about the kids, or was it more about the amount of people?
I think of the kids.
More of the kids. So he comes from a perspective that youth is more important than older people. Why did you not pull the lever?
Mixture of both, actually.
Huh?
Mixture of both.
Mixture of both?
Yeah.
You're just unsure. You would be just too clamored in the moment.
No. Kids, 5 kids, 80 years each lifespan. As in construction workers, maybe another 40 years.
So he's thinking in terms of age.
Numbers.
Numbers. So it's a numbers game for him. So this is very interesting. We all have different metrics on what to make as a good decision. Now, a lot of us, our morals and ethics may come from a variety of different sources. Some of you may be religious and it may come from God. Some other people maybe come from what their parents taught you, what your teachers taught you, what your mentors taught you. It could be just an intuition, an instinct, what you observe other people's behavior. We all have different perspectives of where our ethics, which determine what we will do in these tricky situations. Now, I want to garner an argument here that what if we took a very new utilitarian approach to coming to the best decisions to do the most good. Like, for instance, who here has heard of Tom's Shoes? The hippie shoe brand that when you buy a pair, Tom's Shoes. It gives you buy a shoe, you give a shoe. When we look at this, we see that's a very good cause. The commercials, you see the kids with the shoes and they're smiling, and you see that on commercial and you're like, wow, this is a great cause. This is how business should be. Be able to make a profit and still do something altruistic and help people. But if we really dig into it, we'll find out that there was a study conducting of how effective they were at, being good and giving the shoes. It turns out that when they start giving shoes to these third world countries, it actually destroys the local economy and puts a lot of cobblers in these countries out of business. Who here has ever donated clothes? Stop doing that. You are actually causing more harm than good. As sad as that may be. What's that saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So I bring this up because we need to have a more realistic and calculated view of how we're going to achieve our good decisions. Now you may be thinking, well, okay, I buy into it, I get it. We should definitely do the most good that we can do. How do I go about doing that? Well, we take someone like Bill Gates. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has started a charity with the approach of what's known as effective altruism. They have wanted to get good at being good. And I'm sure all of you would like to be good at being good. So they took, with the entrepreneurial mindset and obviously the tons of resources, Bill and Melinda Gates has encouraged other billionaires and millionaires to donate into their organization, and they've actually been able to tangibly measure the impact of what they do. So for example, the malaria prevention organization that they started has saved a completely measured 6.8 million kids with the donation of, because they saw it from a utilitarian standpoint. They realized that malaria was the biggest killer of children in third world countries. So what's the most effective solution? Malaria mosquito nets. And for $2.50, you can donate to this and provide a malaria net for a kid, and you have effectively saved a life. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's easy. There are billionaires. What do I do when I don't have that resources? Now, it may be difficult to think in this terms because we all have been told, there's certain ways to approach doing stuff. I'm sure everyone in here, who in here would like to at some point, be more charitable and help other people. Right? Who in here sees social workers being as very selfless, helpful people? Okay, I'm going to break this down. Being a social worker is probably a very, very ineffective way of doing the job. Imagine if, hear me out now. I want you to imagine this. You're an ambitious 18-year-old. You are about to go into college and you have decided, I want to dedicate my life to helping people. I'm going to go in to be a social worker. I'm going to bite the bullet and take the $23,000 a year. I'm going to get in soup kitchens. I'm going to pour soup. I'm going to help people. I'm going to do the most good I can do. Now let me give you an alternative scenario. This may seem good. Who in here says this is a very selfless thing to do? Most of you, right? What if this person went into finance and decided, you know what? I want to help people, but I want to do the most good I can do. So I'm going to go into finance, go become a trader on Wall Street, make a six-figure, if not more, salary, and start a philanthropy organization where I can hire 5 social workers. And the reason I should do it is because if I don't do it, the person next to me might not want to be as charitable as me. So, with this perspective, what can you do? Donate to these effective organizations. Delve deep into see where your money's going to. Find out who is giving the most benefit to the most people. And you can do this by going to Goodwill, goodwill.org. Not Goodwill. Goodgiving.org. They are a nonpartisan organization that looks at these all charitable organizations and rates them on what the most contribution that your dollar do can affect the most people. And the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is their number one charity. But I just want to leave you on the note that we have to learn how to be effective at what we want to do, whether it's giving to people or getting what we want out of life. Thank you.